Well, new reports have come out suggesting that Graham Potter does not see a striker as a priority signing. Instead, we seem to be prioritizing a goalkeeper. Apparently, we are going to be making an approach for the Leicester goalkeeper, Mads Hermansson. Emerson's close to being on his way out. This window could be taking a rather strange turn. Mate. Well, first, let's get to the report that we are not going to be prioritizing a striker. Now, put your pitchforks away on Graham Potter for now, because we'll get to who this report is from. So, the quote is here: Graham Potter has told the West Ham hierarchy that a new striker is no longer a priority. Nicholas Fullkrug is expected to stay and prove his worth, with Callum Marshal also an option for Potter. Michail Antonio could yet sign a new deal too. My God. So, the only sort of glimmer of hope that I have on this is that it was reported by Sean Whetstone of Claret and Hugh. And for those who don't know, Sean sort of publishes the Sullivan line. You know, a lot of the time he will put out what Sullivan wants him to put out, right? So part of me is suspicious, of course, you're naturally suspicious of, is this Sullivan putting that out there? Does Sullivan not want to sign a striker? Does Sullivan not want to spend money on a striker? And we're throwing the manager under the bus. That's a big conspiracy. But surely he's got to look at it and see, yeah, I need someone. Like, it would be crazy. It would be absolutely just inconceivable for us to go into another season without signing another senior striker. Fullkrug, I rate him. I really, really rate him. However, the big issue with Fullkrug is he has yet to prove he can stay fit for a decent length of time. Missed a lot of games last season. And he said he's been working on his fitness and he's been working hard, and he done quite well to get himself back, you know, doing that sort of extra training in Dubai. All that's great. But I don't trust you until I see it. I have to see that he can stay fit for a good length of time for us to rely on him as our first choice senior striker. Then you've got Callum Marshal, who scored a brilliant goal the other day. Like, it was honestly, yeah, a banger. So Callum Marshal, I would love to see him to get opportunities and minutes next season, but you go in with someone next season who has shown to be injury prone last season, or it struggled with injuries, and then your next option is an untested and untried youngster. I want to see him get opportunities, but if we have to focus on him, you know, then we're in trouble. Like, because what if he's not up to it? What if he's not ready? What if he needs more time? It's a big risk. Big risk. And Antonio, need I say more? Listen, on the start bench, so I did with Nicky. I came around to, do you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't mind to have him on the bench or have him at the club for a little bit more. I have sentimentality and his versatility. That did not mean I did not want to sign another senior striker. We cannot be relying on Antonio, who broke both his legs and has missed countless months of football. Like, this would be crazy. I want to give Potter the benefit of the doubt here, and we'll see. But I am concerned with some of the movements we're doing in the window. Like, you know, I'm going to get on to the Leicester goalkeeper that we're in for, but we've seemed to really prioritize a goalkeeper. And I get it. I would like to get a new goalkeeper. I like Areola. He's a great shot stopper, but clearly, I mean, we saw him in the friendly game on Saturday. There's problems with Areola. He can be a bit shaky. Some of his decision making is a bit erratic. A lot of people complain about his lack of command of the box. So I'm not against it, but I would be much more happy going into the next season with Areola and Fotheringham, and rather spend that money on the midfield and spend it up top. Like, yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, as you can see. It's a little bit tired. It takes me a while to cover, but a lot better. Yeah, and I do not want to see Jared Bowen up top again. I don't want to see a single game with Jared Bowen up top. If that happens, there's a problem. We fucked up big time. There is no reason why Jared Bowen should be starting up front, because we have a window. We have an opportunity to make sure that doesn't happen. So the fact that we've signed 2 fullbacks, which I'm happy with. I'm happy with Kyle Walker-Peters. I'm happy with Diouf. I thought Diouf looked very good in the friendly. I'm happy with them. But were those positions a priority over the midfield and the striker? No. I would have been happy to keep Soufal. I'd have been happy to keep Emerson, who looks like he's on his way out, and spend that money on midfielders and the striker. Some pace up top, you know what I mean? Like someone with a mixture of experience and youth. Someone who's a little bit strong and quick. It's concerning that we seem to be really prioritizing the fullbacks and the goalkeeper. Like this goalkeeper, I was speaking to a Leicester fan on Twitter earlier, right? Mads Hermansen. I asked sort of what fee we're looking at. It's about £30 million. That's like the rest of the Kudus money done, near enough. Like, we're just going to splash that money. And then what? We have to sit there and scramble to sell another player before we can get a single midfielder in. Like, why are we signing a goalkeeper before we sign a flipping midfielder? Midfielder is a higher priority than striker for me, but yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't get the and there's a part of me, like, I'm just giving my opinion as I see things, right? The end of the window is when you really judge things, right? You can really judge at the end of the window. Personally, I don't think we have to the end of the window. I think we have until the season starts to get a midfielder in. I think that's how important it is. I don't think we can be going into the first game of the season against Sunderland with the slow midfield that we've got. And then we've got Chelsea coming up. Like, that fixture run is going to be very, very tough. And we're going into it with the slowest midfield in the league. Oh, but we got a new goalkeeper. Whoop-de-doo. Like, is this the new home kit? No. This is like the 2017 Pellegrini era home kit, I think. Ings is not on the books. I'm so frustrated, man. Like, I'm backing Potter. I'm giving him a chance, all of that. But I just have to call it how I see it. And the noises that we're hearing are not positive in terms of where we're choosing to prioritize our resources. £30 million on a 25-year-old goalkeeper who is highly rated, very promising younger goalkeeper is mad to me. Is mad unless you know you're getting a load of money. Like, unless you know you're going to have money to spend on the midfield. But I haven't really heard us be linked to any midfielders apart from like attacking midfielders like Elliott and McAtee. Like, where is the centre midfielder? I know we was linked to what's his name from Liverpool, not Elliott, the other guy. But there's just nothing concrete. Like, with the next closest signing seems to be goalkeeper. West Ham are keen on signing Leicester goalkeeper Mads Hermansen, with one source stating a formal offer is expected soon. I mean, that offer will probably be below the valuation. Tyler Morton, yeah, that's it. Tyler Morton. Yeah, so we're linked. I don't think we've made an approach. We've inquired, and there's nothing really concrete on Morton. So yeah, I just don't know what we're doing here. So I'll wait to see what the offer is. We're going to give Hermansen, see how much we're going to offer him. But yeah, I think it's a weird scenario that we're in, and we still hold a strong interest in Zion Suzuki, but it doesn't like we'll get him. But it seems to really focus on goalkeepers. Look, all these other goalkeepers. If we don't get Mads Hermansen, we want Michael Cooper from Sheffield United, Michael Zatura from Werder Bremen, or San Lemans from Royal Antwerp. Like, we are going like mad on goalkeepers. I mean, what does that say to Areola? Like, yeah, I agree. Like, if we could upgrade on Areola and have someone who has a bit more all-rounder. I mean, Areola's fantastic shot stopper. It really is. But like, I mean, what is that selling him right now, man? Like, and to be fair, I do think Areola is overpaid. He's on like 100 grand a week. He should not be on that sort of money. Obviously, he played for PSG, and they were just handing out money like it was going out of fashion. So that's a problem. Then, to me, you're having him as your backup keeper, who's a more senior keeper than Hermansen or whoever we're getting. Like, you can't have that sort of wages on your bench for a goalkeeper, 100 grand a week. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not hearing Ramsdale linked anymore. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Like I said, the two fullbacks are great. I just want to make sure we get what we need. And what we need are some bloody midfielders. Desperately, urgently. So the keeper thing, I don't see the vision yet. It will be an improvement, but I'm sorry, as long as we've got the midfield we have, and we haven't got that striker option, nothing's really going to change. Like, I don't think it's going to make a massive impact on our season. So, yeah, we have to see. We'll just have to see how much money they really is. Like I said, let's take it with a grain of salt, because it's coming from Sean Whetstone, who is a bit of a David Sullivan PR, machine. But the fact that, X and Sky Sports were reporting and linking us to all these goalkeepers is just mad. He seems to be like sorting out the back line first. But I just don't see the priority there personally. Like, because what happens then if we don't get decent money for Emerson, which we won't? What happens if we can't sell Mavropanos, or no one's offering anything decent for Mavropanos? What happens if Paqueta's banned? Like, all of these scenarios are possible. So where is these extra funds coming from after we've spent the money on the goalkeeper to go and splash out on our midfielders and our striker? Marshall may be impressed in training. Maybe he has. But training and actual matches are two different things. Like, for me, I would want to see him in a Premier League game, in a competitive Premier League game, to really judge him and see how he does. I really want him to smash it. Like, Jermaine Defoe, I think, was the last striker that come through the academy that was good. It's how rare it is. It's such a hard position. We've had so many come through. Elliot Lee, Freddie Sears, who haven't quite made it. Who was the other one? Martinez. Was it Tony Martinez? Zande Silva. Like, all these promising. What was it? Was it Mubama? Like, so many promising young strikers, and we get excited about, and it doesn't work. So for us to just rely on that, I think that's negligent and dangerous. Zaza back. So we'll see. Like I said, personally, I'm positive on the Kyle Walker-Peters signing. I completely forgot when I've been talking about him that he got the assist for the equaliser against us. So I think his versatility, I think the fact that he's free, seems to have a great attitude, and obviously he's not going AFCON. I think that's good business, and the fact that it's free, I'm not bothered as much. But until I start seeing the signings and the positions that we need and we truly need, then I'm not getting my hopes up for anything this season. Diouf looks absolutely quality. Diouf looks class. Still a bit raw, of course, but that's exactly the type of player we need. That's the type of player I want to see in the midfield. Did you see him just driving forward, putting tackles in, just wanting to get from A to B as quick as possible? No stopping, looking around and passing, driving down the byline. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in the midfield. Maybe he should be our DM. Krezl went to Stoke. Yeah, that's a bit of a mad one. I know he wanted to go sort of further up towards North, but yeah, it's Diouf is definitely a player to watch. Diouf is going to be, I think, exactly what we need. And even if he is raw, even if there is a few little imperfections there, he's going to be much more interesting to watch and make us much more interesting to watch. So get some of that energy in that midfield for me, please. And then we'll start looking a lot better. So, yeah, at the moment, we're still massively short. Still massively short. Up top, really. That's it. Like, the whole fullbacks defense, it's all good. Keep Aguerd. Get rid of Mavropanos. Have Alvarez as an option to go centre-back if need be. We'll take care of Diouf. Hopefully he takes care of us because, we desperately needed someone like him in this team. I was watching him and just shout out KG. I'm feeling much better. For those that I was on the watch along on Saturday on 3 hours sleep. There was literally a point on the watch along where I fell asleep for a few seconds. I was just like that, and I just called myself. I had to go be sick at half time. Aidan, love the video you uploaded with that Chelsea fan. Can we sign him for West Ham fan to even convert him to a West Ham fan? Yeah, Lawless Live. You can check out. I did a video with Matisse. Maybe I'll link it at the end. Start, bench, sell Chelsea, and then tomorrow the part is where I talk about who do we want at West Ham. What bargains can we get from Chelsea? We are definitely going to have to explore the loan market. Yeah, crossing. Yeah, I have to say the crosses Diouf was putting in yesterday, top draw. I tell you what, I have Souček on the bench, but Souček will be loving those crosses. Imagine Souček coming off late run into the box. Fullkrug as well will be loving him. It wouldn't surprise me to see us go in for like a Dewsbury Hall or someone like that. Like Chelsea have got players, they've got too many players, as we found out when we was doing the start bench sell with Matisse. They've got way too many players, so we're gonna have to try and look to see what we can do. James McAtee from Man City, we're linked with expressed interest in and all that stuff, but I think we're still below the valuation. We want to pay around 20 to 25 million apparently, where Man City want 35 million. And we're like, no, we've got to spend that on a goalkeeper. So that one could be a non-starter. That could be a complete non-starter. Yeah, I would take Dewsbury Hall as well. I would. So Elliott is going to be another tough one. Liverpool was spending money like crazy. We're going to want to recoup some of that, and we are in competition with Forest, who they've raised some decent money for Elanga. We'll have to see what happens with the Morgan Gibbs White sale, because that will give them a lot more money, and we won't be able to compete with that. So the Harvey Elliott is going to be very difficult. Shout out to our Senegalese West Ham fan. We've had quite a few players from Senegal at West Ham. Obviously, Sacco. Loved Sacco, man. What a nutter he was. I think Diarmi was from Senegal. I'm sure Diarmi was on, I think, Kiarte. So we've had a few and a couple of others that are missing. How much is Elliott? Elliott, I think is probably going to be around 40 million, from what I've heard. About 40 million, give or take. They might try and squeeze more out. That's the thing. So it's hard. It's hard. I hope we're keeping our cards close to the chest with the money and all of this sell to buy stuff is bollocks. Like, if we really do have to sell to buy, we are screwed. And we better hope whatever goalkeeper we sign is Superman and keeps bloody goals out, to save his life. He just keeps goals out galore, man. I'm still a bit tired. He's just like, superhero in goal. Elliot is a sheet house. Get him in. We love a sheet house in Whetstone. We love it. So, we're going to have to be really shrewd in the market. And the problem is we haven't got a top draw negotiator like we had in Tim Stuyton. We've got David Sullivan and Karen Brady. So, it's going to be difficult. But, if it's true that we aren't prioritizing a striker, then, boy, I do not know what to say to that. I do not know what Potter's thinking. And I just hope, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, that Fullkrug will stay fit and Marshall will be up to speed with the Prem. Because if they don't, and that report is true, then it falls on your head. You was given money and you're spending it on a goalkeeper rather than a striker, well, then you have to bear the consequences of that. Kelleher, didn't he already go somewhere else, Kelleher? I don't think he was linked with another club. I don't think Kelleher is. It's good. Cummins. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Cummins. Daniel Cummins. Oh, my gosh. He didn't even play, did he? In the preseason game. I mean, I was out of it, but I don't think he played. Alan Irvine, we need him to come good. Obviously, he got his goal. He's the preseason king, Irvine. Or Andrew, not Alan Irvine, Andrew Irvine. He's the preseason king. He loves a little cheeky preseason goal, Irvine. So, listen, we have to hope he comes good. And a lot of these youngsters step up. But, Marshall was impressive. Potts looked good. I think Orford still needs a little bit more time and seasoning. But it's the first preseason game, so I'm not going to judge too harshly. We'll see what we end up doing in this window, man. But at the moment, I just feel like we're going to be short, and we're going to be short in an area we don't want to be short in. If it's an area where we can have some cover with youth, then it's one thing. But boy, what we need to do is upgrade our creativity, improve our creativity. Because that's what we lacked desperately last season. And I think part of it was just the lack of pace. How many games last season did we see the team just stand there with the ball to feet, looking around? Where do I pass? Pass backwards, sideways. That cannot happen next season. So pace is going to solve that. And players that are good at passing the football, or players that can run with the football. But like I said, hopefully, I mean, Emerson, I don't know realistically what we can expect for Emerson. 1 year left on his deal. He's over 30. I think he's good. I think he's going to be very good in foreign leagues. But if we got 10 million for him, that would be a miracle. If we got that, and I don't think we will get that, not with the way we negotiate, not with how crap we are at selling players. So same old, isn't it? We've just got to bear it at the moment. But the Sunderland game is right. When do we play? Let's see. This is how long I'm giving West Ham to get me at least one new midfielder. I hate how we start the season at 19th. 16th of August, right? Okay, so just under a month. I would ideally like one before that to give him a chance to get in for pre-season and all that business. But the latest has to be like then the 14th of August or the 30th, enough time so they can register for that game. That's the latest I will give them to get me at least one midfielder then everything else is get what you can by the time the window closes. Yeah, I am looking to do some videos with fans of other teams on Lawless Live. I'll see who I get in terms of like the Arsenals and the Robbie's in Singapore now. He's away with the following Arsenal over there. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of friends in a lot of different channels, so I'll be chatting to them. I'll see how people like this one first with the Chelsea one, and then we'll go from there. Should have sold Kudus for 70 million, but we let Spurs bend us over. Do you know what I mean? I've been trying not to, talk about this too much. But, with that sale, I've seen a lot of people say to me, he's had a bad season last season. What do we expect? He's worth that, or that's more than he's worth. And I just think, like, you see so many transfers where teams, and you've seen it in this window, players get sold for way over their valuation because the teams that are selling are serious. And for us, when you look at the potential and the talent that they're getting, we could have got quite a bit over his valuation, especially since it's Spurs. Like, the price being right is wrong. If you say the price is right, that's wrong, because we should be getting more than the right price. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially from Spurs. We should have made them dip their hands in their pockets a bit more. That's my issue. It's not like people can sit there and say that's a fair price. We shouldn't be selling Kudus to Spurs for a fair price, or even slightly a fair price. Cheers, mate. Just woke up. Is this for real? It's from Sean Whetstone, so take it with a massive grain of salt. That Potter doesn't prioritize a striker. However, the movements we're seeing, the reports that we're seeing of players that we're linked to in the window, gives it some validity. Because if we see a striker as a priority, why are we not linked to any strikers? I haven't seen us linked to a single striker since the window opened and since before the window, right? That's the only issue I have, which actually backs up this report. Like, why wouldn't we be linked to a striker? Usually we're linked with strikers every single window. There's strikers coming out your ears like that we're linked with. I mean, we've obviously got rid of Danny Ings, rightly so. I mean, I'd rather actually just got rid of him and not kept him on the books than actually, kept him for the sake of having an extra striker. But still, no, we can't do this, Mike. We can't do Bowen up front. We just cannot. And this was the thing as well. He did say, there was reports saying that he was happy with, he saw Fullkrug off the bench. No. I'm sorry. We cannot start Bowen up top. Our best player has to play in his best position. It makes no sense shoehorning him up top. He struggles up there. I just don't know why we would consider doing that. I don't know why he would. If he does that, Mike, if he actually does that, then my patience is going to be very, very short with him. I'm backing him at the moment, giving him the benefit of the doubt in a lot of cases. But if I see him doing that and it doesn't work, then on his head be it. He's under pressure already. There's a lot of our fans who are not having him. So he needs to make the right steps and get off to a good start. Otherwise, he's not going to get the patience that he needs to do what we need to do. Like, this is a rebuild. It's going to take some time. So the fact that it will take a few windows, like, we're not going to get everything we need in this window. Let's be realistic. Let's be fully realistic. We are not getting everything we need in this window, right? So we won't get, say, 2 midfielders. We probably maybe even need 2 strikers. We're not maybe going to get 2 midfielders, a striker, a 10, a winger, a goalkeeper, another centre back. Like, we're not going to get all of that. So we have to prioritize the most important. And if you're telling me a goalkeeper is the next biggest priority after fullbacks, then you've got your priorities wrong. Completely. Shout out Salman, all good, mate. He's got his priorities completely wrong. He's working backwards. Should have been working top two back. Like, he done a quite good job at improving us defensively without any signings, right? You got to say he really shored us up. Was leaking goals left, right, and centre, and he shored up the defence. There was still some issues, but I think a lot of issues did come from the midfield. You know, everyone called us Donut FC. So I don't see why he's prioritising the back as so much and not the front, because it was scoring goals was the issue. Scoring goals was a big issue last season, and creating goals as well. So I thought we would prioritize that and get those players in. So look, I'll fully judge once the window's closed. But if we just piss away August because we decided to prioritize fullbacks and a goalkeeper instead of midfielders and a striker, then I'm going to be pissed. Somerville's not going to be ready for the start of the season, which I think is going to be a very key player. So, yeah, worrying reports, worrying signs. Let's not completely lose our heads yet. Cause for concern, maybe, but we just got to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. We just got to wait and see. Yeah, do go out over it and check out Lawless Live. Like I said, obviously it's a little bit more Chelsea focused, but I'm setting it up for tomorrow's video where we talk about who we will have at West Ham. And Matisse is always great to chat to. And that was, oh my gosh, I literally got in at 6, had to wake up just after 9 for a recording with Matisse at 10. So just over 3 hours sleep going into that. Then had to stay up and do the watch along. Crazy day. Crazy. Maybe really wants. I need to see Cummins in preseason. Big time. But yeah, that's two unproven youngsters as backups. So we will see. But yeah, so listen, we'll be back with more videos. Hopefully keep you updated every single day. And hopefully we get some more positive news. But I'm happy with Kyle Walker-Peters. I know Scott wasn't. Watch what? My start bench sell on Lawless Live with Chelsea, with Matisse, a Chelsea fan. We've done West Ham on this channel, and I thought, let me actually look at through the Chelsea one because they've got 100 players. And I always enjoy making content with Matisse. So yeah, you can check that out, Lawless Live. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll be back if some sort of breaking news happens, but if not, hopefully we'll be there, and I might do a video with Nikki tomorrow and maybe some other lads. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and one thing left to say, come on you irons.